Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Devils United. We're back because we have got official at the Here We Go, people. Andre, I don't want to say Andre. Andre Onana is officially a Manchester United player. Well, by Fabrizio, of course, but his medicals are due to be completed, which should be very, very soon, and then he will be on the plane with us to the USA. This is gonna be, let's just say, extremely weird. Just because we've never had a different goalkeeper in the last 10 years. So I think for me, it's gonna be quite interesting on how the new goalkeeper is to end up. Fingers crossed. It's gonna work very, very well in our favour, of course. Reese said definitely next captain. Hey there, United Road stream lagging. I'm not too sure. From what I'm aware, it shouldn't be, but if it is lagging, people just say in the chat if it's lagging because I have no clue whatsoever being on my own. So, if anyone else is experiencing the same issue, just let me know. Good afternoon to you too, Reese. I'm well, thank you. Hope you are well too. We waited patiently, of course. Yep, as Rita said, hit the like, share, subscribe. Hey there, Chris. Thanks for coming in. Hope you are well. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it. Hey there, Doug. Thanks for coming in. Hope you are well. No lag my side. Thank God for that. And no lag on Reese's side. Fantastic. So, yeah. I know I'm a little bit late doing the stream, but it got announced literally at 10 o'clock at night. Like, I was literally in work. I had to do, in work. I'm obviously in my work clothes because I've been out today for work, and then tomorrow I'm at Liverpool. God help me. Joking to people who's a Liverpool fan in the chat. Like, I'm in Liverpool tomorrow as well, so this is gonna be genuinely the only time I'll do it. The only time I can do it. So I needed my beauty sleep, and I wanted to spend time with my family. So, please no, Onana was my name nonsense. I'm more than happy to sing it, Chris. Like, you can just, like, you don't have to hint. Hey there, Liam. Thanks for coming in. Hope you are well. Another good signing. Indeed, it's a fantastic signing. Very interesting one, and I think as much as I'm happy we signed Onana, I think in a kind of way I'm a little bit nervous. Not because of the kind of player he is, because I think he's a fantastic goalkeeper. I think it's just more at the fact, like, we've been so comfortable over the years with David De Gea, and I know, like, David De Gea isn't been like, he hasn't been everybody's favourite, but I think we've been very, very comfortable with De Gea as well, just because he's been there for over 10 years. So I think it just really shows that things are really changing with us. Hey there, Twa Lumber. Thank you for coming in. Hope you are well. Thanks for good to see you. Hey there, Ensman. Hope you're well. Thanks for coming in. I'm going to say this on a stream. He is the king of FIFA here. Like, I have never faced such a hard opponent on FIFA. Like, he put me to shame, people. So he is a fantastic FIFA player. Like, I was like crying by the time I finished. I'm joking, by the way. You didn't make me cry. United Row, thank you, Manchu. Hey there, Football Power Hour. Thanks for coming in. Hope you are well. Onana, baby, we are excited. Yes, we are excited. I'm kind of a little bit nervous, but I can't wait. Don't worry, I've said that about in Manchester many times, not offending any United fans. Good. Onana is gonna have us on strings when he runs out the box. You know what though? Because when I watched that pre-season game, when Tommy came out of his box, I even got nervous then. I was like, get back in your box. Like, I literally got nervous back then. So, and that was Tom Heaton, who's an so I think he will have me on strings for sure. It's great to have signings for pre-season, something we struggled with in the past. Absolutely spot on. And I think we've got one of the most priorities too. So, yeah, I'm absolutely made up with getting Onana without doubt, and then he can get used to the squad. The squad can get used to him. if you're free later and doing a call in, yeah, if I'm free at 7, I'm more than happy to come on and discuss about Onana. Send me the link to be on the safe side. But if not, apologies if I can't. But I would absolutely love to come on. Let me know how long you're doing it for as well, because I've got a show at 8. So just let me know. Send me the link over because I think you've got my number anyway. So just send me the WhatsApp over, and if I'm free, I'm more than happy to come on. Fluffy's FIFA opponent. He's genuinely the best person I've ever played on FIFA. Hey there, Ian. Thank you for coming into the chat. Hope you are well. It's not us, Reese. I'm sorry, Liam. I'm sorry, but I'll tell you something. Right, I got battered by Ensman. I think at one of the games, he battered me like 15-0. Like, I was like, so give me this white flag. Fantastic. And you subscribe there to Ensman TV. Fantastic guy. Same with Ian. Maisy, will you go on a date? I'm not really looking for anything like that at the moment, Ian, but I really appreciate you asking me. Thank you. People are saying it's hard for him to adjust in the first season of the Premier League. It's a 50-50. I think for me, knowing that he's at pre-season, it's going to be so much better for sure. Hey there, Rather, thank you for coming in. Hope you are well. Maisy getting put to the shot versus man. So I'm going to go up to the screenshots. The first one I'm going to do is David Ermstrom. So I'm gonna go on to David Ermstrom first. Oh, I'm just reading the chat for crying out loud. Sorry. I'm gonna go on to David Ermstrom's because David Ermstrom, he did announce it earlier on in the day. He announced it at 2 minutes past 1 in the afternoon. He put Man United set to agree personal terms with Inter Milan goalkeeper on Andre Onana plus transfer fee very close to being finalised. 27-year-old expected to sign 5-year deal and hope he flies with Man United squad to New York City on Wednesday for the tour. Yeah. So I think for me, is a lot of people was worried, thinking, "Oh my, like, why has he not been announced as of yet?" And it made me laugh because somebody said, what was absolutely hilarious was, Fabrizio was on fraud watch because he said that we was gonna get him signed by Thursday, and then obviously it was days later after we signed him. So I've absolutely thought it was. I thought it was fishy, but I think it clearly showed that it wasn't. It was kind of close in terms of the transfer fee, but we hadn't agreed personal terms, which was something that people said we've already done. But it wasn't an issue, the personal terms. The transfer fee, from what I've heard in pounds, is supposed to be around £45 million plus add-ons, and I think £45 million for a player of Onana's quality is superb. And what I've been reading today as well is apparently he has quit international. So if that's the case and he has quit the international of Cameroon, that also helps us in terms of we're not going to worry when it comes to the Africa Cup of Nations, and we're not going to worry when it comes to the World Cup, thinking are we going to get injuries here. So I think the least amount of players we have for international duty, the better for us. Because we don't want to pick up injuries, because we need the squad depth, and the way we're going to get the squad depth is if we're going to get players who are good enough to be in that starting 11 to take over another player who's already good. So there's that bit of competition there, and that's how you're going to increase the squad depth. That's how Manchester City have got one of the best squad depths in Europe at the moment, is because they're building their first team as to say, right, we've got Foden here, but we brought in Grealish who could make that starting 11. Oh, we've got De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva, and we got Gundogan, but we can bring in some other players, and I think that's the right attitude that you've got to have, and they're not nervous on selling people and think, oh crap, what are we gonna do here now? Hey there, my queen. Thank you for coming in. Hope you are well. Just want to say a big thank you as well to Anshu. Thank you for so much for the 101 rupees. Really appreciate all your support. Absolutely fantastic. Hey there, Dad. Hope you're well. Thank you for coming in. Maisy's Onana and Erik Ten Hag style of play. I completely think he is. The reason why I think it is because Ten Hag, he likes goalkeepers who are great with his feet. And Onana, we've watched that he does have a fantastic distribution. On top of that, he does have some great shot stopping on him. He does have some strong mentality, as you can see in his interviews. He could have a flawless performance, but he's not happy with it because he wants to be the best, and that's what Erik Ten Hag wants in a player. Is you don't want to settle for having a great game. You want to settle to have a world class game. You want to settle, even if you had the best performance of your life, he still wants to do better, and that's what Erik Ten Hag wants in your players to say, right, even though you've had your best performance in a shirt, I still want you to do better. That's the kind of manager he is coming to Manchester United, and that is what Onana is as a player. That infectious laughter from Dwalumber. Be great to see another signing for the start of August. Absolutely. There is a couple that are linked. Ireland, apparently, according to Fabrizio, is supposed to be the best. It's supposed to be the next signing for Manchester United, the next priority, and another one is Amrabat as well. He is supposed to be another strong link for Manchester United, but we've not made an official bid as of yet. Rabi's putting Ensman's channel in the chat. Chris, Onana is a good signing. Ten Hag knows him well. I completely agree with that. And the thing is, as well, with Ten Hag, he's bringing in players that he knows who he trusts. He loves Mason Mount. The way Mason Mount plays is when it Mason Mount back at Ajax. Onana, he's had him from Ajax, so he completely trusts him. The same with Antony, same with Lisiandro. He's brought in Malacia after that superb performance where he pocketed Antony in Ajax versus Feyenoord. So I think he's bringing in players who he knows will do well, who suits him and who he can trust, because with Amrabat as well being linked to Manchester United, he was the one who brought Amrabat into the first team. So I think he trusts Amrabat as well to do a job. I've also put in Anshu's channel in the chat, so go and subscribe to Anshu. Really appreciate the super chat. Thank you again. Personal highlight: at least Onana finished his dinner. He had a fallout with the Cameroon manager during the World Cup. Yes, that is correct. He did have a falling out with him, and I must be honest, it isn't the worst thing in the world for us anyway, for sure. Because, like as I say, you don't want too many players coming from international, because the Premier League is such a tough league in terms of the amount of games. And Manchester United that season, say for example, as we did this season, we near enough played for every single game of the season. The only reason why we did it was because of that Europa League. So if we went to the Europa League final, we would have played every single game possible. And then on top of that, in the middle of it, there was a World Cup. So I don't think that's really healthy whatsoever. And I know a goalkeeper, it's very hard to be injured, but there's still that slight possibility they can be. For you, what's Onana's strengths and weaknesses? His strengths is by far his feet. I think his feet is absolutely fantastic. I think his shot stopping, it's good, but that's something that he can definitely be improved upon. You need to look at it as look at Ederson for Manchester City, for instance. Ederson, for me, he isn't good with his shot stopping. He's actually, if you want me to hold my hands up when I say this, I actually think Ederson is one of the worst with his shot stopping in the Prem. just because I don't think he is good at saving whatsoever. But because he's got a good defence in front of him and because he's good with his feet, that kind of balances it out with he's okay with it. He doesn't look as bad as he think. And I think the defence in front of him is pretty good. It's pretty solid because that helped De Gea massively from getting to get the most clean sheets last season. So I think the defence is pretty much solid, and I think that's going to help Onana coming into next season. His shot stopping apparently isn't the greatest, but his sweeping I'll take straight away. He did during the World Cup. Yep, I heard about that. Always a good goalkeeper, right choice. Yeah, I'll send you the link for the calling. Thank you very, very much for that. Much appreciated. Rob, you need to get Nick Crown for being a queen. Oh, that's lovely. That is lovely. See, Dad, you need to listen to Ravier. Hey there, Dad. Thank you for coming into the chat. Hope you are well. Maisy singing. Oh Nana, what's my name? 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 What's my name? What's my name? Sorry, Chris. I know you wasn't happy with that. I know you weren't happy. Be good to get Onana if he can handle the pressure versus Liverpool and at Anfield. I think Onana is good at pressure, if you want me to be honest. But it's just to see on how we get on. We have AFTV doing. I seen that. I was like, they was literally stood outside the Emirates going, race, baby. I was creasing when I was watching it. And I tried to show it my dad, but he just watched a second of it. He's like, nah, no thanks. Who would you like to see next, Maisy? And everyone, for me, it's Højlund. Højlund is definitely a great shout for sure. I think he has to be probably the next option, just because I think for me we need a striker. If anything, I'd say that we do need two strikers. So if we was to get Ireland, and I would like to get Tarameni as well. So they will be the two options that I would take next. Onana chant more respectful than rice, baby. Thank you as well, Reese, for the super chat. Really, really means a lot. Really appreciate that. I've dropped your link into the channel as well, Reese. So if you haven't already, go and subscribe to Reese's channel. Again, thank you so much for the super chat. Much appreciated. Mays, Luton will be able to score versus. Yeah, like Luton's going to absolutely body Trent Alexander-Arnold as a right back. Ederson never makes a shot. He never has a shot to save these days. Absolutely spot on, Liam. And that's because the defence is superb against in front of Ederson, and they do all the job. Hey there, Solo. Thank you for coming into the chat. Hope you are well. For me, it's Amrabat and Højlund. Can be scored past. Haha, go on, Maze, with the voice of Ellie Goulding. Ellie Goulding? Ooh. Onana doing my head in. What's my name doing my head in? Because that's what I'm gonna be. You know what, right? Manchester United. I'm just gonna say it as it is. Manchester United, just as simple as that, right? Do you like the Paul Pogba announcement video where they've got bloody Storms in it? They've got to do Onana with Rihanna in the video. I don't bloody get it. We need to do something like that because that'll be top. Tarameni is a top Milan target. Offers already made. I think you can get him for about 20 to 30 mil as well as a bargain. Yeah, put Reese's channel in. Bless your soul. Thank you. Mays, McAllister and Co. looking at scoring past Onana. Come on, Ravi. Going to Luton at 12:30 kickoff. Good times. Well, you know what? I'd absolutely love to have gone Luton Stadium just so I could have a look at it. It would be absolutely top to see. Just wait till Rashford bags an hat-trick at Anfield. I didn't see Rihanna live and she sang, "Oh, Nana, what's my name?" Maisy's beyond Ellie Goulding, thank you. So, I'm actually. So this was the next tweet. The thing is with bloody Fabrizio these days is he retweets his own crap. Like, I don't even know where he's up to. Like, well, which one are you talking about? This one or this one? But here's the next one, what Fabrizio has said. He wrote it. Is this the... No, that was the bloody... Right, so after David Ermstrom said that we were close, he basically said, and here we go. So he said, Andre Onana to Manchester United. Finally, here we go. Well, yes, it is finally. Thank you, Mr. Fabrizio, after saying it'd be done by Wednesday or Thursday. I knew it wasn't going to be on Wednesday because, you know, with Manchester United, they can't do two things at once. So we always knew that they're not going to be doing, they're not going to do, like, the pre-season friendly, and on top of that, do the, announce the Onana. I just don't think they don't have the capabilities of doing two things at once. So I think we knew full well that he wasn't going to be done on the Wednesday, but a lot of people, as I said, a lot of people called Fabrizio fraud watch. Yeah, clubs are closing in on the deal. Then Onana will travel for medicals and contract signing. United set to request visa for Onana for USA trip. The thing is, though, I think, you know what? I think everyone needs a visa these days to get into America. It's not even like a lot of people saying because it was Brexit, but it's not because of Brexit. Because I needed a visa as well when I went to the USA, and the visa was only 30 quid. 30 quid is nothing to Onana. Ten Hag will have the new goalkeeper he wanted from Fabrizio. So yeah, I think that just really speaks positively, and I think, to be honest, Onana does look pretty good in the green. It does suit him. But yeah, that's what Fabrizio has said. But yeah, most important thing at the bottom, Ten Hag will have the goalkeeper he wanted, and I think the thing is as much as we don't like the way that De Gea was really treated by Manchester United, I think over time it is going to be the right decision, just solely because he is going to be used in the way Ten Hag is wanting with his feet. And I think that's going to elevate the play of the defenders around him, because I think that's going to improve Lisiandro's game. As much as I think Lisiandro was fantastic last season, it's going to improve how he plays. It's going to improve Varane, because Varane already is a top player, and you look at, for instance, Courtois, who I think is one of the best goalkeepers about right now. Courtois was one who was able to elevate Varane's game, as well as Sergio Ramos. So that's something as well. I think it's going to help in terms of bringing Wan-Bissaka a little bit more forward, or Dalot, and Luke Shaw is able to elevate his game too. So I think having a ball playing goalkeeper is only going to improve the defence, and that's going to improve how Ten Hag wants the team to go forward. So when you pull up to Luton's ground, you need to knock on the front door first for entry. Rob, you had workhorse up front. Man United men always lose at Anfield, so no need to worry about them. As Ten Hag said, all eras come to an end. How can United elevate Onana and make him a world-class goalkeeper? I think, for one, it definitely will need to be the shot stopping by a country mile. And I know he is prone to making the odd mistake, so there will be the ways we need to really elevate that, to cut out on the mistakes he can make, and to also improve on the shot stopping as well. And Tom Heaton is more of a shot stopping goalkeeper for me, in my opinion. So I do personally think that having Tom Heaton there to help too, that's going to help massively. We've won at Anfield plenty. We will again. Yeah. And then the same day by Fabrizio also wrote, understand Andre Onana will sign a 5-year deal at Manchester United, valid until June 2028. Manchester United will also include an option for a further season until 2029. So it felt like it was impossible to reject Manchester United for Onana ready to sign. So I think 5-year deal is a great amount for a goalkeeper, especially at his age. And I do personally think for me, goalkeepers are actually better when they're older. You look at Peter Schmeichel and Edwin van der Sar and Conor McGregor for Rangers, and they're all fantastic goalkeepers, but they only got better once they got older. So I personally think, for me, in my opinion, is that he's gonna improve. He's gonna improve the longer he is at Manchester United, and especially knowing that you're reading that, and he goes, sources felt like it was impossible to reject Manchester United. Showing he wanted to come to us, he wanted to work under Eric Ten Hag, and as much as I think Inter Milan, Reese, is a great team, and Inter Milan is one of the biggest teams in Italy, without a shadow of a doubt. They're a fantastic Italian side, and they are one of the biggest, if not the biggest team in Italy. And I think that in itself is going to be very hard to leave. We know Inter Milan are in debt issues. They needed the money, and they are looking at new goalkeepers. One being Jan Sommer from Bayern Munich, and I think Jan Sommer is a fantastic option to have. To replace Onana. I think he's got the attributes what's needed. So, like I say, I think from what I've seen today, he does have he does have one of the highest. He has the highest clean sheets in the Champions League and one of the highest save percentages as well in the Champions League, which is fantastic things as well. So, and the Champions League, I think in certain degrees you look at that and you say the Champions League winners are sometimes down at luck, but you also look at it's all down to great performances, and realistically, Onana, you got to look at that in a way to say Onana's performances were one of the differences as to why Inter Milan was able to get as far as they did to that Champions League final, because a lot of people say they've had an easy run, but AC Milan isn't an easy team to beat, especially your rivals. So I think you got to be calm, you got to be composed, and I think that just really speaks about the kind of qualities that Onana has. Um, Amrabat is a bargain. Yeah, absolutely, completely agree with that. Amrabat is a massive bargain. I think I've read something 30 million euros to 35 million euros, and I think that's a steal for someone who I think was key in that World Cup, who got the Europa Conference League final, one of Fiorentina's best players. And the thing is with Fiorentina, I think they're just happy to let him go on a smaller amount. And you look at, for instance, teams are still very greedy with 1 year left in the deal. I think we could have really Mason Mount, for instance. They did flog as much as they could, Chelsea, and Declan Rice is another one who was very expensive on the final year of the deal. And I think for me, with Amrabat being 35 million euros, they're looking at that and think, right, I'd rather let Amrabat go for 35 million euros than letting go on a free next year. And I think that's a smarter way to do things. As much as I think they're already making a profit as it is for Amrabat, because I think they bought Amrabat very cheap for around 7 million euros. So if that and they're already making a massive profit as it is for 35 million euros. So the good thing is they're being ungreedy, let's just say, especially in this kind of climate for transfer windows. Players are only going to get a lot more expensive than we think, because I think the only problem is when that Neymar deal went through a few years ago, that really killed the transfer market and the value of a lot of players. That's the bargain TDM I take. Maze, do you rate keepers punching the ball away? I think it kind of depends how they really punch it, where they're punching it. I think if it was in a smart way where they punched it and it goes to your player, it is smart, but if you punched it up in the air like that and it lands down, someone heads it in, it's not really smart. So I think you kind of need to be clever of how you're punching the ball. I know Mary Earps, for instance, does punch the ball away. She does it a few times, but she hasn't ever created an error with that. So I think it's the way you punch the ball, in my opinion. Onana leaving Inter makes me happy. Of course it would. Only just 26 days to go till the Premier League starts. I'm looking forward to the Premier League starting. I've missed the Premier League. I know the World Cup for the women starts on Thursday, but I kind of way. In a kind of way, I don't know how I'm gonna really get into it just because of the time zones. Like, can I really be bothered getting up to watch it, or can I really be bothered staying up late to watch it? That's the only problem. So as much as I love a World Cup and Euros, it's just the time zone what really lets it down. 8 clean sheets, I think he got last season. Yes, that's correct. So he had 8 clean sheets, which was one more than Edison. And realistically, if Inter scored, if it wasn't for that brilliant shot stop from Lukaku's head, then Edison would have had 2 clean sheets behind Onana. Chris, I'm more looking forward to League One than the Premier League at the moment. League One is, I think all leagues are going to be extremely interesting this year. I think Chris made a good point, not Leicester Till I Die, Chris, where he said the Championship is the top 6 best leagues in Europe, and I have to agree with that. It excites me a lot more than a lot of other leagues, especially who are actually playing in the Champions League. And I think League One, you're going to be excited with it being in Kyle, and I would have absolutely liked to see Stockport up there as well. But I think a lot of teams do, a lot of leagues do have some great teams, and the teams that are in there, the teams that realistically should be higher up in the table when you've looked at them in the past 20 years. But Kyle's achievement getting to League One was absolutely superb, and it was well deserved. Yeah, exactly. Pricing him out isn't fair. Hey there, Shay. Hope you're well. Thanks for coming in. Up the effing Reds. Have a lovely holiday to Tenerife. Trust Lukaku Kardashian to ruin everything. He's called Lukaku. I can't predict any league in England at the moment. It's going to be so hard to predict. Exactly, spot on. Somebody on Facebook made a thing going the smallest teams in the English leagues, and they was doing it the 6 in the Prem, 6 in the Championship, 6 in League One, and the 6 in League Two, and they mentioned Kyle being one of the smallest in League One. And I literally thought, like, there's no point in mentioning who's the smallest teams, because another one they mentioned for the Premier League was Brighton. I think, yeah, are they, if they are one of the smallest or not, they're still one of the best, according to last season. So it doesn't matter how small you are, you've got a terrific fan base, and the team is a fantastic team. Which is why you get promoted, or you're in that top 6 and you have the achievements, because good work gives you great achievements. But yeah. So we'll go on to the final one, what was mentioned today by Fabrizio. Andre Onana deal has been agreed yesterday night, as Manchester United will now start to prep contracts and paperwork, then book medicals. Onana will sign till June 2028, plus option until 2029. Expectation is official announcement later on this week, not today. I think you know what, right? I've just highlighted that bottom comment there by Fabrizio, and I think it's a very stupid comment to make, saying expectation is for official announcement to be later this week, not today. It's kind of like a lot of people has expected, like United will have the Onana announced before the medicals are done. It just genuinely makes no sense, and to be honest, it's not like, the thing is he's literally wrote so many tweets about us, and he's still doing it now, talking about Desana. saying, and it's like you trying to say, oh, Manchester United fans are expecting it today, but he was the one who said that we was gonna get it announced by Wednesday or Thursday, so his sources were wrong. And the fact when I read it, the highlight in a kind of way, that bottom comment in kind of way wound me the hell up, just to think like who's gonna actually think that is gonna be done today. And you know what? Someone said here, you're just as bad as the Glazers milking United. And like, I can understand why people are saying that he milks United because that's all he does. Like, and he even admitted that he uses United for clicks. He just whines me, and he repeated yesterday anyway. So there was bloody no point if you want me to be fairly honest. But ayo, it is what it is. From what we've been seeing as well, apparently Sheikh Jassim's son posted a picture of Onana in a with the Manchester United shirt. So we don't know how realistically how long close it's gonna be till Onana is to sign for. How long it is until the Sheikh Jassim is to come to Manchester United, but we'll just have to see. Can't stand people who do the biggest teams in all leagues rubbish. You deserve to be where you deserve to be. Absolutely spot on when you say that. Like, if you're going to go off based off big teams, why aren't Blackburn or Sunderland been promoted? And why hasn't Bolton been promoted and stuff like that? So it doesn't realistically matter how big the team is, how big the stadium is, how big the fan base is. If you've got a good team and you've worked to the socks of getting that promotion, getting that European spot or the trophies, whatever they do, then that is how they've done it. It's just simple as one of them. Romano is a weird one. Always preferred Ermstrom. I prefer David Ermstrom. The thing is, though, I completely agree what someone said is Fabrizio is better at foreign leagues, and I agree with that. I think if you're a fan of elsewhere, if you're like you being a fan of Milan, and if you're a fan of PSG or whatever, you would read a lot more Fabrizio Romano. I do prefer David Ernstam as well because he does solely based on the Premier League, and I think that's better for me because I'm more interested in the Prem. And the thing is Fabrizio doesn't really talk about it anyway. Doesn't even talk about sporting anyway. So I'll read Fabrizio and things, but it wouldn't be my go-to person. I'd much prefer David Ermstrom as well. Fabrizio is the recycling man. A lot of people say copies off David Ermstrom. Romano is more of an expert of foreign transfers, really. Yeah, exactly what I was saying. I think he is a lot better with foreign transfers. If you're a fan of a foreign club, then Fabrizio would be your go-to realistically. I can see why a lot more people prefer Fabrizio over David Ermstrom, but the thing is, what annoys me is when he retweets his same stuff and then he retweets his own tweets. That is what annoys me, and I think you don't really have an update, so why do you want to comment again? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Darlington FC, the club I support, used to be Football League club until we made bankrupt in 2011. I can't even imagine how that feels. I bet you're absolutely gutted as well when you got made bankrupt too. Gutting really. I just wait for the clubs to announce the signings. To be honest, like when I hear it, here you go, I think right, that's it. Like I'm happy now. Like yesterday when I seen Onana, here we go. I was absolutely made up because that's what I wanted. I wanted Onana to be at Manchester United. I couldn't wait for the signing, and that's when I really look forward to here we go. And then afterwards, I don't really care until Manchester United really post about it. And Manchester United tend to post about 10 weeks after knowing United, but hopefully we're just announcing by Friday, fingers crossed. And then we'll get him on there and the plane with his visas and stuff. So fingers crossed that will be very, very soon. I'll just check the poll. So 16 of you have voted. You've asked for the next Manchester United captain options to be done on 8 o'clock stream tonight. So that's something that I'll do at 8 o'clock. So here it is on the 8 o'clock one. The new captain. So you've seen here options of Bruno, Carter, Varane, and Lisandro. But as well as that, I'm going to be talking about Casemiro. I just couldn't add the 4 in. So we'll discuss the potential options for the captains there. Who should be the captain? I'll also have a poll in the chat on who you want as the captain as well. So you could potentially change it. You could want Varane. You could want. It's up to you what you want. Like, I'm not overly bothered, but I think it's gonna probably be obvious who's gonna be it. To be fair, thanks, Maisy. We had nothing when we were made bankrupt. It took 6 months to reform. Oh yeah, can imagine. It's kind of a bit like Bury Football Club, because Bury as well went bankrupt, and I think they liquidated for a few months. I think they're back now. I can't fully remember off the top of my head, but I know Bury was one of them. And I know Coventry was close for being Coventry women were very close to being liquidated too. Which was, and I think they had something like a 21 point reductions because they lost that much money in football. It's absolutely unbelievable, and you think, especially knowing more, that football is growing growing for men and women, and it's just continuing constantly. It's quite surprising more than anything. I've literally just been tagged in this. I've been tagged in this by Chris from Leicester Till I Die, so I'm going to touch on it slightly before we wrap up, actually. Thank you so much as well, Chris, for coming in. Have a good day in work, and speak to you very soon. So I've been tagged in this saying, Leicester identify Harvey Barnes' replacement as Manchester United transfer eyed. Amad Diallo is linked to a move to the King Power Stadium. Leicester are eyeing up move for Manchester United winger Amad Diallo as a replacement for Harvey Barnes. Barnes' departure, we're not bothered about this bit with Harvey Barnes. Leicester, meanwhile, have apparently identified Diallo as a direct replacement, but face competition from new Premier League boys, Burnley and Sheffield United, according to the Daily Mail. The 20-year-old, 1-year-old has spent the last season on loan at Sunderland, claiming 14 goals in 43 appearances in all competitions as they made to the playoffs. Eric Ten Hag set to make a decision on Amad, as well as other clubs' youngsters after seeing him on tour in the USA. So, yeah, that's what I've seen here now. What I've been tagged in the last couple of minutes is that Leicester have got Amad Diallo as an option to replace Harvey Barnes. So let me know in the chat too. What do you think of that? Just because I think that is a very interesting move, but we don't know, first of all, is it going to be a loan deal or is it going to be a permanent deal? I did personally say that if Amad was to go back on loan, he needs to go on a Premier League loan, just because of the fact that we need to see if he can do it in the Prem. He's already ripped up the Championship, so he needs to see now, is he good enough to play in the Premier League? I think he would do good at Leicester, bear in mind, just because he is going to get the minutes, but I'm just a little bit cautious as to say loan back to the Championship when he's already had 2 long spells, and I already think he's had enough loan spells. So, and considering as well we spent 30 million on Amad Diallo, if for instance he went to go on a permanently, we're not going to get the 30 million what we paid for him. Realistically, let's be real here. Leicester are going to want to spend the bare minimum they can in the Championship on players, but be effective by players who's going to suit them. So I don't think if we're gonna sign him, we're not if selling permanently. We're not gonna sell him for 30 million. So we're gonna lose money regardless. So I don't know on this one. I think he'd be great for Leicester, but I want him to try and do a Premier League move. To be honest, if he goes, be a good move for him. Guaranteed minutes. When do Man United play Wrexham? Man United play Wrexham on the 26th of July at 3:30 in the morning. So pretty early. I won't be watching it. I'm not, and I can't be bothered watching it back either. I'm not that kind of one to watch stuff back, as you already know, unless it's highlights. I'll watch a whole game back. So yeah, we'll wrap it up from here. Thank you all for watching. Really appreciate it. Hit that like, share, subscribe. Big shout out to Anshu and Reese. Thank you both for the kind donations to the channel. Really appreciate it. We'll see you all at 8 o'clock so we can discuss the next Man United captain. See you at 8. Take care. Bye bye.